Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about Nollywood actress Mercy Aigbe's current marriage drama. Now, this is not Mercy Aigbe per se, but her husband, Mr. Kazim. Now, for some of you who don't know, Nollywood actress Mercy Aigbe married a married man. I think it was 2021 or 2022 that they got married, and that generated a whole lot of controversies online. Because the first wife, Olufunsho, came out and said that she was not aware of the marriage. Mercy Aigbe was a friend and she disappointed her, or she betrayed her by marrying her husband. Mercy, on the other hand, came out online with her now husband, Mr. Kazim, to debunk the whole rumor. She said that she didn't know they've met at events, but that she's not friends with Mrs. Olufunsho. People started digging up pictures, videos of where they were. In fact, because then Mercy, when they actually met, Mercy was married to Mr. Gentry and Olufunsho was married to Kazim. So they attended events together because then Kazim, which is Mercy's current husband, was trying to invest in Nollywood. They lived in America, so he was trying to get into Nollywood, invest in movies and all that. So somehow they got connected with Mercy Aigbe, because Mercy is an Nollywood actress and a producer. So they started working together, and before you could say Jack, Mr. Kazim left his wife and relocated to Nigeria. Mrs. Olufunsho was visiting once in a while because she has 4 kids, so there was no way she could just leave her children in America and relocate with her husband in Nigeria. So she was visiting him often until she started hearing stories allegedly that Mercy Aigbe was messing with her husband. She asked the husband denied it, saying that that is not true. Mr. Gentry, on the other hand, came out online and cried that Mercy Aigbe is messing around. She is sleeping with other men. Mercy denied it, and there was videos online, or people started circulating rumors that Mr. Gentry was battering Mercy, and then Mr. Gentry said the reason why even before then Mercy Aigbe came out and denied the whole thing, because then she was actually messing with Mr. Kazim, which her then husband Mr. Gentry found out, and he beat her blue black. People started circulating that rumor that Mr. Gentry dragged Mercy on the street, beating her up from an event to their house. Mercy came out and denied it, saying that no, her husband is a loving man, her husband is not violent, her husband is not this, her husband is not that. But when the relationship with Mr. Kazim became solid, she realized that, okay, this one is actually serious and wants to marry me. Mercy Aigbe was the one that came out on her own to say that Mr. Gentry battered her. She shared videos, pictures and everything. And then Mr. Gentry came out and said the reason why he did that was because of Mercy messing with married men. Anyway, that marriage ended from there. People thought, because they didn't really mention who the married man, or Mr. Gentry didn't actually mention who the married man was. So everybody was thinking, okay, maybe this is just an angry man trying to give excuse on why he battered his wife. Everybody moved on. Before you could say Jack, Mercy converted to Muslim, and because she's a Christian, and we're thinking, Mercy, what's going on? She went to Mecca, she started wearing hijab. People were thinking, what is going on? Before you could say Jack, Mercy shared videos and pictures of herself and Mr. Kazim. People were like, Mr. Kazim, what is going on? Were you not married to this person? They had a kind of a marriage ceremony conducted. That was when Mrs. Olufunsho actually came out online to say that Mercy married her husband. Mercy has been messing with her husband. That she introduced her husband to Mercy as a friend. And then this is what she got out of the whole thing. Mr. Kazim came out and said, he is a Muslim, he can marry as many wives as he chooses, and Mercy has converted to Islam, so she can also marry a second wife. As people were like, okay, Mercy has chosen the life path that she wants, although she was messing with another woman's happiness. But at the end of the day, Mr. Kazim and Mercy Aigbe, they are like 2 peas in a pod. They are happy. Like, honestly, they are happy. I can't even hate on the 2 of them. They seem very happy online. At the end of the day, everybody is allowed to do what they want to do. If Mr. Kazim, as a Muslim, he's entitled to marry 4 wives, and Mercy Aigbe, she is also she has converted to Islam, so you can't really blame Mercy. Now we're just sitting there minding our business, thinking all is well in Mercy Aigbe's marriage. Now Olufunsho, Mercy Aigbe's husband's first wife, celebrated her 50th birthday. It was star-studded. It was a beautiful celebration. She looked gorgeous. The kids, she has 4 kids. They are all grown up right now, looking amazing. And Mr. Kazim was nowhere to be found. So people started bashing Mr. Kazim. People started insulting him that because you married Mercy, you have forgotten your first wife. Because he actually came out and said he is married to 2 wives. That regardless, that his religion permits him to marry 2 wives. Although Mrs. Olufunsho has said that she's not doing polygamy, but Mr. Kazim has always maintained that he has 2 wives. So when Mrs. Olufunsho celebrated her 50th birthday and Mr. Kazim was nowhere to be found, people started, trust Yoruba people, they went on Facebook. They had different groups discussing the whole issue. I saw some of the videos, but because I don't speak Yoruba, I couldn't really understand what they were saying. But they were like, groups were set up to actually bash Mr. Kazim. And for some reason, that news got to him. He listened to some of those videos and he decided to write a whole epistle to talk about why he was not there, talking about that it was Mrs. Olufunsho that asked him not to attend the wedding, that he wished her happy birthday. He also supported her financially, that she specifically said that she doesn't want him to post her online. I mean, the way he worded the whole thing, you could tell that he was pained. You could tell that he felt that he's married, because she said she's not doing polygamy. Don't get it wrong. She said she's not doing polygamy. So to her, she's not married to him. He is the father of her kids. So for him to attend that birthday celebration means that she is acknowledging that she's still with this man, which is why I think she told him not to attend the birthday. But because of his absence, people started bashing him, and that is what I think got him all up in his feelings. He was saying that, oh, she was the one that said he should not attend. She was the one that wanted him not to post her online. I was like, does this man actually understand that his marriage to her ended? Yes, even if people are bashing you because you left your wife and 4 children to marry Mercy Aigbe, no shade, but there are people that are going to have opinions, especially people who are who can relate to Mrs. Olufunsho. They're always going to bash you. They're always going to have something to say about you. I mean, Mercy Aigbe, I think she has grown a tough skin and she's no longer bothered by the whole thing. But for Mr. Kazim to come out and and kind of state reasons why he was not there and why he did not post his wife, I think he should have just let that one slide. People have even gone further to say that Mrs. Olufunsho will walk, because she has 3 daughters, that she will walk her daughters down the aisle. And I think that is something that maybe is actually what got to him. You know, Fred Amata's daughter got married, and it was Agatha Amata that actually walked her down the aisle, and that generated a whole lot of controversies on social media, because people are saying that men who don't treat their wives properly or who don't treat their family properly, it is no longer business as usual that you treat your family anyhow, and then maybe when the child wants to get married, they have to look for you as per African tradition to say, okay, your father must walk you down the aisle. That now things are different. Now the bride can even walk herself down the aisle. So I think that was what actually got to Mr. Kazim. That was why he made that post. The bottom line is, if you're going to leave somebody, and I think one of the things that people mentioned was the fact that they toured together, they met when they had nothing. She was the one that brought him to America. She was the one that set him up. She was the one, even when he said he wanted to get into movie industry, she was the one that introduced him to Mercy Aigbe. So you could imagine that betrayal. So I can understand why people are rallying, just like May Edochie. You now is like an outcast because everybody is kind of supporting May Edochie, which I think is what is going on between Kazim and his wife. So he's not feeling good about it. As long as he's concerned, he feels that he's entitled to more than one wife, and he doesn't understand why his wife is not accepting of that fact. But for me, I would think that even if your religion permits you to marry more than one wife, there are ways to go about it. If, let's say, you're getting married to somebody and there has been an agreement that there's not going to be polygamy, and you agreed, and maybe along the line something happened and you decide to change that, there are ways that you can actually approach those things. Sit down, talk to whoever is in that situation. If they tell you they are interested, then that's fine. If they tell you they're not interested, don't just go behind them. Find ways to resolve the issue. Family meeting. If you are happy to end your marriage for another woman, for a second wife, then do the needful, end that marriage and be with the second wife. I think the problem is people want to eat their cake and have it, which is what he is. He's out here crying right now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Mrs. Olufunsho took it too far by not inviting him to her 50th birthday, thereby causing all this controversy online? Or do you think that he's just a crybaby who should suck it up and deal with the consequences of his decisions? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.